Hi everyone, Emma here. So I am going to make a necklace using this clasp that I got from NBeads as the focal. So it's kind of like a pendant, and you can see how easily that could be used as a pendant. For this part here, you attach to your necklace. And the other thing about this is it makes it interchangeable. So if you have a few of these clasps, you could use a different toggle as well, but if you had a few, you could use the same toggle for different pendants. So this slides in here like this, just like you would a bracelet. And then let me just adjust this, stop it from moving there. So then you have your pendant or whatever you're going to add to it hangs down here, just like that. It'll make more sense when I get started. So what I'm using is the 6mm Drux. I have 2 sets, so that's going to be on either side of the necklace. And I am going to use a different clasp for the back. So this is just a box clasp, but you can use the same clasp at the back as well. I am going to, because each of these strands are not long enough, and I kind of want to like not use up all my really good check Drux. So you could use pearls too. So I'm going to put some chain at the back part that's going to attach to the clasp. So there's that. So let's put that there. And for the lovely pendant, apologize, my hand's in the light there. I am going to put these guys on a chain on this, and then it's going to hang down from this here. So it's going to look something like this. And that is a lovely spring design. So let's finish up with the pearls. So what I'm doing, or they're Drux, what I'm doing is I'm creating 2 sets of these with some wire guardians, and I am using this beading wire that I got by accident. I didn't realize how tiny and thin the wire is. Now it's still really strong, and it's a 7-strand, so you can still use it. And as you can see, you know, adding the wire guardians just ensures there's not a lot of rubbing on the wire as well. And then we'll connect this to the chain. So I went ahead and strung them both, and I have this one completed, so we'll complete this one so you can see how I did that. So I leave it right on the roll. So I'll do this side first, and then we'll do it. So what you're going to need, I am using these lovely, they look like a size 6 gold bead, but you know what, I think I bought them, I think they're gold plated, because they, you know, there was just a handful of them in my findings. So, but you can use whatever you want. You can use, I have some others I could show you. You can use these kind of beads as well. And the reason I use that one is it has a big hole. So once we put our crimp tube on and fold it over, you can actually slide this over it so you don't see it. And what did I do with the other one? So you can see. And the thing is, there's a bit of give to this. So some people always ask me if you're new to this. I just figured this out on my own, and it's kind of like learning to play with it, is if you pull it down, you can see I was able to crimp it, the second part. So the first part, you know, the other beads are loose, so you can get in there and crimp it easily and then slide that bead over it. But then when you get to the other end, you don't have that ability because, of course, you need to crimp it. You can't crimp it inside the tube or inside the bead. But you can see how just that tiny little bit of give, and you don't really see the wire anywhere unless you really pull it. So if you have any other tricks, I'm sure people have tricks. I've inevitably people will say, try this, try that. So I'm putting this big one on first, next to the pearls. Then I get my crimp tube, and I kind of hang on my fingers so that it doesn't slide and get lost inside that bead. And I've had them actually get stuck in there, and I'm like, ugh, stop the madness. And then we're going to put our wire guardian on. Let me get that in a little. And go through the other side. And we're going to go through the crimp tube as well. Like that. And I'm going to bring it down. So I have a bit of tail there. Now this part here, I'm very finicky with this stuff, so let me show you what I'm going to do. First of all, I want my wire guardian, the two ends, to sit closer together. Like that. So just take your pliers and gently squeeze the ends. You could probably do it with your fingers, but I find I don't have enough strength in my fingers and they pop back open. So now we're ready to crimp this. So you need your crimper tool, and I'm going to use the back one here. I'm just going to slide that in like that and squeeze. And you can see how it split the wires. So that's lovely. Now this wire is really thin, so you do have to be sure that it's in there good because it could still slide. And I think it is moving around, so but that'll be fixed once I fold it. So you're going to turn your crimp 90 degrees. So there, it's, see the little taco thing? So you're going to turn it 90 degrees. Then you're going to use the last opening like that and try and hold on to it and squeeze. And now it's in there. That is not going anywhere. You can test the wire. It's not moving. So let's cut this piece off. Just gonna make sure it's not close to the other wire because I've done that before. So you can cut it right to the edge. It's not going anywhere. Like that. Now we're going to slide everything down. And you'll see it should slide over. And we might have to, you know, push this down a bit because these beads are different sizes, even though they're supposed to be one size. So let's see if we can fold that a bit more. I'll use my flat nose to get in there. If that did anything. The crimps also are different sizes too, so see, turning around here. I think we'll just leave this one then. Yeah, I think it's this bead is, you can kind of see the hole is a little, seems a little bit smaller. So we'll just leave that one. It's still, that's annoying actually. That's what I mean, I'm so finicky. There's got to be a way to mush this down. I didn't want to be aggressive with it, but I need to let it know who's boss. Until it stops holding the crimp, and then I'm like, oh, why'd I do that? There we go. Ta-da! Okay, let's get rid of that piece. So now we have to cut, this is actually attached to the, and there's like a ton coming off. So I'm going to cut a big piece here. There. So now let's get this bead on here. And the crimp tube. Let's see. I was wondering why the light wasn't working that much on my hand. Like this, there's a light down here. It's because I had it pushed all the way to the other side of my desk. Like, it doesn't work unless you arrange it. So we got our wire guardian on there. And let's grab our crimp tube and pull it back up here. Get that in there like that. And then I'm just going to pull this side down. I don't usually like pulling that way because I'll tell you why. You can see it's curled the wire, but we're going to cut this piece off, so I'm not too worried. And just make sure your wire is tight, because see what happens is it comes up on the, and then you end up, once you crimp this, you end up with this big loop. So you have to make sure it's nice and snug. And I crimped it like as close to the bead as I could. Just be careful of your bead. So you need your crimper tool again. And we use the last hole. I may have to bring that up a bit. Okay, now tighten. There we go. Tight. Now we've got that little taco happening. It's almost closed all the way. We take the last one at a 90-degree angle and snug it up like that. And clip this end. And there. So that one went in fine. Seems a little wonky there. So there we go. Let's open this up so you can see. So there's the first one, or the one we did, and the one I did earlier. Okay, so now what we want to do is we want to attach this here. So we can do jump rings, or we can do a beaded chain here. And I kind of like the idea of doing a beaded chain with maybe one of these. And what that will do is it'll bring it out to about here. Otherwise, we'll be hooking it on like that. Yeah, I think we'll do some of these little, not that one, it's all stuck together. Oh, these are terrible. You know what? I ordered these. These were expensive. I ordered them from AliExpress, and I didn't check them. it's amazing how you have to check your stuff. And the problem is I do the unboxing and then I set them aside in a bin, and then I take that bin and I organize them. So let me get some head pins for this. Actually, we can use the wire. I had some out. This is 24 gauge. When I'm doing beaded chain, I kind of prefer to use, oh, I need at least a 20 now that I think of it. I just don't feel like the 24. 24 is more decorative. It won't hold the structure. Yeah, so let's try the 20. So this is the 20. There. Oops. It's very yellow, but I need to think about that. These, but of course it'll match that, so it should be fine. I am gonna harden it a bit. And how you do that is you use these nylon pliers. Now, these pliers are like super tiny. I didn't realize when I ordered them I was going on the cheap and ended up with a tiny, so they're a bit hard to hang on to. And I leave it on the roll, and I'm just trying to roll it up here because it's just, leave it on there and then just pull it through a few times. So this too is probably, let me see, does it say decorative, permanently colored? I haven't had it come off when I'm hardening it, the color, so it should be fine. And I kind of know how much I need, so I'm gonna cut a piece. Get rid of that. So I just got a piece here. So I'm wondering if we should do 2. And of course this won't fit this bead. It's just that one. Yeah, I think I'll do 2. So we need our round nose pliers. And I'm kind of going to match the size with that, and you could always test it. Something like this. It's near the tip, but I think I might go a little bit bigger than that. So I'm just going to turn our first end. Just going to do it flush and hold your thumb as you're turning your wrist, and you release and go till it meets the other end. Then I go down to this section here and tilt it. Then grab these. Now I'm going to turn this so that it's .90 degrees. There. So now I am going to cut a piece here. Again, if you kind of know your length and been doing it for a while, otherwise you might want to do it on the other end so the long end gets cut. So now, this is probably too long. Like that. And I am going to turn it this way. And then do that 90, so something like that. So this one's open, so we can put that on. So now we're gonna close this. Where's my other pliers? I'll try these. I have to adjust those. The white stuff is coming off, so you can't get a good grip. Let's just close this so it stays on there. Like that. And we're going to open this one and attach it to the clasp. Like that. Yeah, that should do it. And close that one nicely. So there. Okay, get our other piece. And we're going to turn this one. Let me cut that. I got a little hook there from okay. And that looks a little too big there. Like that. And then just turn that. It's a little there. Then we'll grab our beads. That one's too small. There. Bring it down. And we're going to clip this about there. That should probably do it. And turn. Turn that. That. So now we need to open these guys. That on there. And close it. There. And then we'll open this one. And attach it to the clasp, which is going to be our pendant. Like that. And we are going to close this. So that's what we have so far. Actually, it looks pretty good. Okay, so now let's do, put those over there. Let's do our chain for the, like, finish up this necklace. So let me, we're going to need 2 sections of chain. So I'm going to see, I do have it here. Use my diagram here for the length. This is the length I want, so 50 centimeters. Let's take a look at what we have for these guys, and then we'll subtract. So these are they're about 18. So that's, let's say it's 20, so that's 40. So we only need 10 on each, or 5 on each side. So we'll say 7 on each side. We'll bring it to that length. That doesn't seem like a lot. Yeah, I guess. So this is 35. What did we say? 50 as we... Yeah, 50. So 15, 7. And then the clasp. So let's do 7. Measure twice. It's amazing how that works in every application. So I'm gonna just open this. You could always like cut a link, but I like to save my links. And okay, there's my little piece. And then once you've cut it, you can always count your links too. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13. That way you're absolutely certain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13. I have some necklaces that I measured the chain and it's off center, which is not a big deal. The clasp is at the back of your neck. Again, like, I'm so obsessive. Like, oh, how did that happen? Oh, and you know what? I forgot. I wanted to put these, but we'll use these in a different one. Okay. So let's attach it here. Actually, let's put this back on these because we are going to put jump rings. So let's get these guys back in place. There. And put that one on. And you know, it's funny, I ordered a bunch of gold chain, and every time I go to make something with gold chain, I'm like, oh, that's not the one I want. I'm like, oh, how is that even possible? Like, the sizes are either too big or too small. The color doesn't match. Like, you think this is a more kind of a real gold color, but some of the stuff I have is like this yellow crazy gold. I was listening to Turquoise Street, Brittany from Turquoise Street, and she calls it macaroni and cheese gold. I just think that's hilarious. I'm like, that's exactly it. That's the look I'm going for. You know what? Actually, I think we might use a smaller jump ring. There, these ones are nice. So we're going to need 4 for those, and then 2 for the actual necklace. No, I guess we only needed 4. I cannot count today. I'm sure we're going to use them. So let's grab these guys. You know what? I need my proper tools here. That on there. There. and close it up. So that's what you have on this side. So you almost don't notice the jump ring. It kind of looks like it fits in with it. So then we'll do the other side. Open it up. Put the chain. And put your pearls or your drucks like that. And so you have to be careful with some of this chain. I just noticed this is aluminum, so you see how it's kind of white or silvery looking. That's my tool that rubbed the finish off. So let's take a look. Yeah, it looks even. Looks good. So let's attach the clasp. There. And attach this side. Close that. Snug. Like that. That looks great. It's always nice when the gold matches. It's very matchy. So I have been busy preparing for the sale, and if you've seen the other videos, you'll know what I'm talking about, a de-stash sale. So I'm still working on it. You guys are going to be excited. There's so much stuff. It's crazy. So there's that. So that's what we have so far. And let me test it on my neck. And that's exactly where I want it to sit. So that's perfect. Okay. So now we want to do something with these flowers. So I wanted to do kind of a spring feel to it. So we want to attach these. And I have this lovely chain that is like 3 links and then a big link. And it looks really neat. Now we're not going to see much of it, but the way I want this to sit is something like this. So one is going to be longer than the other two, and we have to, so we'll just set it up that way because it'll probably sit somewhere like that. So let's do the long one first. Okay, so it's 3 of these big ones. Just going to open that up. This is really fine. This one I think I got from, I want to say, Michael's. Oh, and it won't open. It's soldered. Okay, let me, now that I bent that one out of shape, I don't want to use it. So let me just clip this. We might be able to use it on the shorter one. Let's clip that. So this one you do have to clip. These are soldered. And we'll add like a little jump ring. And so let's do 3. So let's clip this link here. Let's test this out. Move these guys out. Yeah, that should work. So let's get some teeny tiny guys. And you know what? These are thick. So I kind of think we need some thin ones. And I have while I was doing the sorting for the garage sale, I came across a set of gold jump rings, teeny tiny ones, and I was like, oh, I was looking for those. I still can't find them. So we're gonna have to, those are too big. We're gonna have to see what we can, these are not too bad here. Couple out there. I still think they're a little bit big, but for the chain. So just open this up. Grab the chain and the flower. And close it up. Make sure it's snug. That chain. Oh, this is pretty. Yeah. Okay, so these. Chain on. So we'll have to remember when we put the other two on to put them in the same direction on the clasp so that they sit. And sometimes it's a bit hard to know because the chain twists and turns. Kind of wants to go that way. So we'll, and this toggle is double-sided. So that's another thing that's really great about this design with this toggle clasp that I got from NBeads is that it's double-sided for the toggle, so you don't have to worry about which side. Okay, I'm gonna let that, so that way, that there. So now these guys, we want them down here. So maybe a little bit up. Let's see what we have. So actually we can just count if you see where the large loop is. So we want 2 loops with this. So we've got right here, I think. My tools are magnetic and it's like sticking the old pieces. This is a really tiny chain. I was wondering why it was sticking. It was still hooked onto this piece. So let's do the next one. That should do. I'm not going to stress too much about that one. So let's open this up. We're going to need a few more of these. Are these are not the right ones. Ah, this is not the piece. I was like, why is that piece the way it is? Okay, and there's still a... Oh, behave! I'm thinking to myself, maybe if I had my glasses on, I could see. I have my glasses on. Do you know you're old when you're like, where's my glasses? They're on your face. I have to get a new prescription, I think. The seams are really short. Once we put the jump ring, it'll be fine. So you see how it's turning the other way? Let's maybe do it on this side. I think it'll be twisty-turny anyway, so that part I might be obsessing a little too much over. Okay, that's definitely the wrong way. That's amazing. Ugh. Let me see if I can do this correctly. Flip it that way. Huh. Yeah, it's just gonna do what it's gonna do. But oh, that looks really nice. I'm like, I don't know why I'm surprised. Ooh, I like it. There is a piece of chain on here that I want to get rid of. Where's my cutters here? There we go. Let me double check that it's the right length. I got 2 on that. Yeah. Could have used one more on there. Let me see what this one is. Okay, we got 3. Yeah, so let's use this one. So we have 2 links and 1 link. So let's take 2 off of here. Part of the problem is the chain is sticking to my tool because it's magnetic. There. And then we need to take 1 off of here. There. So we need 2 at the top. I was reviewing some of my videos, and actually I think it was a recent video when I was doing the nest, bird's nest, that I was out of the screen. So I apologize for that. That is I think part of it is when I start concentrating, I stop looking at the camera. So normally I, look at what I'm doing, look at the camera, look at what I'm doing, and do that through the whole video. So clearly with the wire wrapping, it was a little more attention, I needed my attention. So I was missing. So it's going to happen. I should have put this on the other way so that I had this falling the right way. Let's get this chain on. There. And the flower. This is turning out really nice. I don't know why I'm surprised, but you know me, I get so excited. Oh my gosh, I got an idea. I say that to my wife, and she's like, oh no. No, listen, I got an idea. This is perfect. They are all sitting. When does that ever happen? Never. So let's put this in. Let's move some stuff out of the way. I'm so excited. It's in like that. Fit backwards. Let me go the other way. And there is this lovely. So let's move some tools out of the way and stuff so we can take a look at the whole thing. This is so awesome. So I love these clasps. They look like real gold to me. So yeah, I was so excited when NBeads wanted to do collaboration. So thank you so much, NBeads. I'm ready. This is perfect for spring. Ta-da. See if I can add a little right there. See if we can. More light. There we go. So that turned out amazing. Super simple, like just putting stuff together, and lovely. So let's see how it looks this way. So it'll look like, this is what it will look like on your neck. That is lovely. Let me enlarge that. Ta-da! These flowers are so gorgeous, and they really match the toggle. Thanks for hanging in there. This is another NBeads collaboration, and with these beautiful crazy toggle clasps that they sent me. I just love them, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll see you in the next video. There's so much more to come. I have a bunch that I'm doing today, so hang in there. Take care. Bye.